Iwan, Usk, Mavod, Cardiff.
Nice one.
Paid a bodd i'n dy ben dy hun dro dy eiriau mewn llun. Does na neb, does na'r un person yn cabeirniadu ti y gwydd. Does neb yn rhy, ti'n rhedeg ffwrdd nhw bu a stryd. Ti'n symud ffwrdd nhw bu a'r byd. Ac os ti'n sylwi bod ti'n sownd a ti'n mynd rownd a rownd. Ac os ti'n torri ffwrdd, ti'n sylwi bod ti'n dal yn sownd. So rhedeg ffwrdd, roes y ffordd, gol a sgrin. Ma' nhw'n cuddio a pwysio ymlaen gyda'n ddewr. Paid y gadael nhw gael i fewn. Y wedi stryd, syniadig, pethau rhad a pethau drud. Gyd rhy fan, troes i dan, tar y allan. Os ydyn nhw'n daclyn teimlo pryd mae bim yn sopi sydd yn math y gorffen trwy'n ddeimlad. Mae'n teimlo fel fy'n byd a ti yn gorau ar y llaw. Dwi'n medru gael dy wynt, siam yr amser yn teimlo bod bod o'n dŵad y gyn. Os ydyn nhw'n daclyn teimlo bod ti fynd yn benderfyn o beth ti'n troi rwy'n ysbied. Medru gweld yn byd o bod ar rwy'n yn chwarae trick, neu rwy'n yn chwarae game, ond ti'n gosio bod ti'n ddachu ffitio bod yn lawr y dre. Paid a cuddiad dy hun, ffwr o pawb, syniad bach, trofo'n fawr. Paid barnu llyfrau gweld glawd, a paid a stopio tan ti'n cyrraedd beth ti angen bod. Gwylio fy clod, gadw bod, cantar y geiriau. God, so dwylo flewog, gan gwmynd bwyd i. Ti weld fi, dyna ddfed, ac gan o bryd. Fe am ti sychu mewn y gwiro. Mae'r fydd yn troi i ddi, ac wyns na'n di ang gywir. A tra ti, gwyd o'r gelyn. Bod i'n ben dy hun o red o ffwrdd. Coes y ffwrdd, wal a sgrin. Ma' nhw'n cuddio a pwysio ymlaen bydda'n ddewr. Paid y gadael nhw gael i fewn. Wedi stryd, syniad byd, pethau rhad a pethau drud. Gyd rhy fan, troes i dan, tar y allan. Rhedeg ffwrdd, coes y ffordd, wal a sgrin. Ma' nhw'n cuddio a pwysio ymlaen bydda'n ddewr. Paid i gadael nhw gael i fewn. Y wedi stryd, syniad byd, pethau rhad a pethau drud. Gyd rhy fan, troes i dan, tar y allan. Oh, 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 oh. We gaan naast wel die rasietje. Dwi'n aros, dwi'n gwaneg, dwi'n brathu, dwi'n aned, dwi'n colli, dwi'n myned a colli. Ond os na'n cysur yn dy law, wyt ti'n meddwl bod o'n hawdd. Ti'n hedfan yn rhyddo, mae pob dim yn ffydd ti, yn cadro, di gais neu, mae nhw'n gweud, di trais neu di golli dy lais. Neu di golli dy lais. Yn canu o. So ti'n canu o. nhw'n neud I pres off y rhai sydd ddim o ma bob dim y ffydd a rai ar y stryd a rai yn I tai mawr y cyrnes a clu Mae enau Di mynd gwerth I fwrdded Mwyn ein car I'r arbach o bapur Na nhw sydd yn neud Ac oes yna un sydd yn gwerthu i'w hun Sydd yn bob un y celwys sydd gwared y sgrin So cameo Mae penni yn troi So drws y beigloi Trat I bloeddio Un dydd arall glin Gafi hedfan efo'r adar Sgen ti moment gael ddwyn Er ti ddychu dy grwyn A gweithio Wi ydyn Di ffrio am ddim byd A dwi'n mynd I boeni Bet ti'n dweud Dwi'n mynd neud bet ti'n dweud o Rhaid anos ac gael neud I dar ben fy hun A dwi'n mynd I dorri Ti'n trachu di fod yn ddoi I celwyr noi Ydi gwbl ma nhw'n pwydo Dy glyn Sefyll fyny rhywbeth yn I gyd ar y neud bydd y glad efo'n gilydd A pum na byd I gyd yn dyw I gan I sneb yn clwy Can yr adael man y gan I yn y cwy Dim ar unig serf I gweld y reisyd ar y sgrin A I blant yn ysgol dysgu when the world is green A ti'n mynd eithi am y dyddiau gen y rai yn gacha Y dyddiau gen ti'n gacha del dy di Y gwisgo mas o bryd o glasweg O brown am y dau yn byd mynd a Yr export yn rili gorau ti siarad I breng sefo fyny Hefo ni sefo fyny Hefo ni sefo fyny Hefo ni sefo fyny Hefo ni O sefo fyny Hefo ni Ben dy hun sy'n gwahanol efo'n gilydd ar dri Sefo fyny dros y enw bydd o falch y dy hun O cochi fy bos I bryd a ni'n cofio dy lun O O gaf I nhw cytuno ni'n cytuno ar dy bryd Tra ma nhw'n hawlio darno dir Sy'n berchen I ni gyd o tan o pres yn neud I filain O pres yn neud I glin Dwi'n aros I gam o fod I bigo dyn y dyn o sefw fyny Hefo ni sefw fyny Hefo ni sefw fyny Hefo ni sefw fyny Hefo ni woho Wehe Woho Wehe Woho Wehe Woho O siam ma ti yn neud ti moethus, ma pres yn neud ti glawd. Ti bent y mawr a arian y mad y bendi yn y clawr. Ti wel y seas y stafell y mad y wel y di y wag. A cerdd y gwmpas dre hefo'r y grand design y bad. O ma pobl go iawn, gwisgo handbryd dawn si brodyr a di pobl go iawn. Mynd i ymladd yn y brwydr a di pobl go iawn. Mynd i fyny pobl edrych a ma pobl sy'n neud i cynta wastad y menig. Ma pobl dol yn dilyn ti a neud ti ddim yn fwy. Roedd i gweithio am dy byd, cael dy fwyd o gan eich llwyr. Pwer y byd, y deg o ti yn wacgo. Idiot, y gair ddim yn matio sefw fyny. Hefo ni, sefw fyny. Hefo ni, sefw fyny. Hefo ni, sefw fyny. Hefo ni, waho. Wehe, waho. Wehe, waho. Wehe, waho. Wehe. Diolch yn fawr iawn! Bach o rap Cymraeg gwan, enw'r can yma di'r Donald Tan y Fron. Back yn dod yn uch a sneak attack a slap y track big whack big smack tad o'n sgrin e mwyn i crack dwi'n y sy'n a neud o fast supersonic lyric blast blue wyt ti y tri a hedfan bri a rhaid ti stepio fyny stepper wyt ti stepio lefon ni a rhaid ti gau dy geg pryd ma swm yn dod yn nes ga fi droi o swm yn big at bangers balls it bob shots everywhere boom bang boom tang bas it ac a ffenes boys band my clan big up tit tene ddim byd ar ôl chippy a bagela wedi kick back relax just mi o'n i anen bow never the flow paid a actor ar the day lado go paid a sensol ar y Iad, if the tip, drumstick, after tick, gives a hit, let me split, quick, let me shit. Meddwl bod ti'n out am bob dim yn tar y llaw, roedd y bair y gorffennol ddim yn tynnu ti lawr yn gwrdd o ganddo. Dwi pan nid y ben yn y bryd, o mae pethau wastad fi dy ffordd yn ôl a ti hwyddi. Ti'n yn siŵr iawn lle ti bod yn ddwy. Ti'n yn siŵr o'n lle i fynd o paid i arif yn y ffrid. Am na wastad dwsi heb i gloi. Gwyd y top yn sgorio gol a paid yn mynd ysbrio go. Ti'n yn siŵr iawn lle ti bod yn ddwy. Ti'n yn siŵr o'n lle i fynd o paid i arif yn y ffrid. Am na wastad dwsi heb i gloi. Ti'n gwybod i gaising am y gaising ond gad i ddod o ma'n top ma'n eich chi dawsio pansio. Ti'n gwenu gwybio pasio gaf i rando ar y beats ma. Troio mewn i can a danos ma'n bod efo newid sef i cael o hands ddim o bo flex. Flex like a bob ddim o fy chest yn intestyn yn y siraf Cymraeg yma. Fy well pan dda raw, ma dyn wedi dod. Nid y chi ddim i fi, dwi'n fy chwilio am y clod. Wrach fa, just touch, oce dwi'n siarad dros. Dwi eisiau canu rapio nid rhywbeth i nid i byth yn nes. Pwy'n adroed ar beth sy'n basio, baffles yma in charge. Cyfeiriadur methu cael, rhywun yn ffaith y gitar. Bach o olt ti ddim yn meddwl bod ti swnio'n dan. Neu fysa rhywun really yn troi'n superstar. Cod i ban, o lefel mas just yn sypad. Lefel gyrradd i rad, i weekend sy'n cael ei gad. Ti'n yn siŵr iawn lle ti bod yn droi. Ti'n siŵr yn lle i fynd o paid i arif yn ei fflid. Na wastad gwsi heb i gloi. Yr top ysgol y gol a paid yn mynd ysbi am go. Ti'n yn siŵr iawn lle ti bod yn droi. Ti'n siŵr yn lle i fynd o paid i arif yn ei fflid. Na wastad gwsi heb i gloi. Yn hopian ar y track yn disgyn dros yn cod i fyny beth yn twg yr attack yn beio ways bach yn bleid sy'n mwyn dda, sy'n mwyn heis, sy'n mwyn gred yn neis yma ni bach os y peis y Donald Tan y Bron yn hopian ar y track yn sgwennu'r ras back to back bod yn ni'n gestig yn tag a stop y track big whack big smack tan o sgrin e mwyn i crack dwi'n y si fynd o flas supersonic leid i'r plach diolch yn fawr iawn, dyn ni'n bod 8 to 10 ydych chi'n bod yn amazing joio'ch reswch diwrnod da ni'n chwarae yn y Queen's Market draws yn ffordd yn chwarter i 4 os ydych chi'n dod weld
Hello. Wow. Shwmai pawb. Nice I weld chi gyd am Rhyl. Pa mor dda. Wyf taw. Oh, my goodness. Dewch draw, so fi'n gallu gweld chi i gyd. Naomi Hughes ydw i. Fi'n mynd I bod eich MC heddiw y prynawn yma. I'm going to be your MC this afternoon. And cyflwyno pobl cyffroes. Just a couple negeseuon, a few messages before we start. The tea bach, the toilet just over there. Also, if you can go and see our stand in YesCymru, it's just over there, diolch chi. Hefyd, os chi'n colli unrhyw un neu angen bach o help neu first aid, mynd draw i'r YesCymru stand also. So, ble ni'n dechrau? Mae'n wych I gweld cyd nifer ohonych chi yma heddiw yn Rhyl. Mae hon hefyd a Gorymdaith degfed, which is anhygoel. So amazing to see you all here today. This is our 10th March for Independence today. Woohoo! Amazing! Thank you, everybody. Diolch I bawb sy'n cefnogi ni. Mae'n really, really bwysig bod ni'n cael eich help chi, aelodau chi, I gwasgaru neges dros Cymru. So ers yn Gorymdaith neu gyntaf yn Caerdydd yn Caernarfon ac hefyd nôl yn Merthyr yn 2019, rydyn ni wedi mynd o'r nerth I nerth. So since our first marches in Caernarfon and Caerdydd and Merthyr back in 2019, we've gone from strength to strength. Ni wedi cael break bach yn ystod Covid. Yr ymdaith ni ymlaen trwy Caerdydd yn Wrexham yn 2022, Abertawe a Bangor yn 2023, ac Cyfyrddin yn 2024 ac yn fwy diweddar yn Barry. And now yma yn Rhyl. Mae'n hyfryd I bod yma. So, yeah, we had a little break in COVID, but we've marched again through Cardiff and Wrexham in 2022, Swansea and Bangor in 2023, Caernarfon in 2024, and now in Barry, and now in Rhyl. So, diolch I bawb sydd wedi cefnogi ni fi dweud yn barod. Mae'n really, really bwysig. Ni angen aelodaeth, so please heddiw, ymuno gyda YesCymru draw and a membership stall over there. Please come and join us. You're really, really important to us. So, dwi ddim yn siarad am hir. Un peth bach arall fi moyn dweud os gwelwch yn dda. One more thing, just a little favour. Please, could you take pictures, take videos, and put them on your social media. We're on TikTok, Instagram, anything that you use. Please spread the word and use the hashtag Annibyniaeth os gwelwch yn dda. We need to spread this word. So, dwi ddim mynd I siarad anymore. Fi'n mynd I cyflwyno y pobl sy'n mor pwysig na fi I siarad ar y llwyfan heddiw. Yn gyntaf, ni'n gyda Tara Bandito. Hooray! Dwylo gyda'n gilydd os gwelwch yn dda. So Tara, she's an acclaimed singer and songwriter from Rhyl. She's the daughter of the late professional wrestler Orig Williams, known in the ring as El Bandito, a former pupil of Ysgol Glanllwyd, the first Welsh medium secondary school. Tara is going to say a few words for us and then perform her song, Rhyl. So, can we get a applause enfawr, please? I Tara. Woo! Diolch.
Hello, Cymru!
Sorry, I literally...
Hello, Rhyl!
Panicking.
Dwi'n bach o wide a load nag arfer, so mae bob peth yn mynd i gymryd bach hirach. Mae'n amazing gweld gymaint ohonych chi yma. Da iawn bawb, clap i'ch hunain i ddechrau fai. Nes i dyfu fyny yn yr ardal yma, lawr y lôn yn Llansannan, ac 2 wsos yn ôl nes i symud yn ôl yma ar ôl dros 5 mlynedd ar 20 o feidio fod yma, a iesgob mae'n deimlad da. Mae'n rhywbeth special, mae'n rhywbeth yn yr air yn yr ardal yma i fi. Pan dwi'n meddwl am pobl yr ardal yma, dwi'n meddwl am bobl da, dwi'n meddwl am bobl cyfeillgar, a dwi'n meddwl am gymuned. Ond be dwi ddim yn meddwl amdano fo o reidrwydd ydy pobl hyderus. Da ni'n bobl pold, da ni'n bobl sy'n fodlon sgrechian dros yn hawliau, a dwi'n teimlo bod ni rwan fel Cymru mewn sefyllfa lle mae gennym ni yr gallu a'r adnoddau i sefyll ar yn traed yn hunain ac i fod yn wlad annibynnol. I grew up in Llansannan, just down the road, and after 25 years away, 3 weeks ago, we moved back here, and it feels amazing. I think of this place and its people as a good place, and a place of good people, kind people, and a community. But what I don't think of necessarily is confident people who are willing to shout for their rights. And I do believe that we are now in a position in Wales where we can stand on our own 2 feet. We've got the needs to be standing as an independent country. So now is the time to be cheeky, stand up for ourselves and make some noise. Ac o fod wedi tyfu fyny mewn cartre dwyieithog, dwi'n meddwl fel Cymru Cymraeg, da ni'n tyfu fyny, mae bron yn gwaed ni, da ni'n gwybod pwy ydyn ni fel cenedl, da ni'n gwybod, da ni'n dall yn adnoddau, da ni'n dall beth sgynny ni gynnig fel gwlad, ond dwi'n meddwl bod hwnna yn berthnasol o reidrwydd i bobl di-Gymraeg, yn enwedig pobl sydd wedi mewnfudo yma i'n gwlad ni. Felly, ein job ni rwan ydy i ledaenu yr wybodaeth ac i rannu ein gwybodaeth ni. Y mwyaf o bobl sgennyn ni ar ein tîm ni, y mwyaf tebygol ydyn ni i gael yr atebion da ni'n chwilio amdanyn nhw. Mewn undod mae nerth, felly rhannwch hefo pawb. Diolch moch pwdyn nhw o lle maen nhw'n dod, rhannwch yr wybodaeth yma. Diolch. Dwi'n mynd i orffen efo can bach i chi. Gan bod ni yma, o'n i'n meddwl sef o'n gwneud sens i ganu can am fama. Mae Rhyl efo lle pwysig iawn yn ynghalon ni. Mae'r git gan yn mynd, Bryl, fel Rhyl. Gan i glywch chi? Bryl. Perffaith. Mwynhewch gweddill eich diwrnod. Diolch i chi gyd am droi fyny a cariwch ymlaen. Wel, mae yna fod sŵn rwan. So rwy'n di troi'r volume lawr? Nath ni gael practis gyna, gath o'n berffaith wrth gwrs. Isio cychwyn o eto, ie? Dyna ni. Dyma Rhyl. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Diamonds di yw dy enaid i mi. Dy ffydd i overheat fy ngart. Hello? Fy safle clyd.
Oh, hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop! Dechrau eto! The good news is I'm only doing one song, so it won't go on for too long, this. Fysa fleclyd Rhywydd os beth o wedd yng nghalon i'r anghof y byddwn ddydd brysur byd Cos ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Gymig o chi Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Yes Rhyl Enaid Rhyl Roedd y goron i ti A frenhines y gawres ar wresi A chyfynydd Ond ei hiraf a ddeiaf Am fynaf dwy'r geion dy gwir yn ogen i Cos ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Am dro hefo fi gennau stori am ddyd sori Gafel yn fy llaw a gwyddynau fy dadal di lawr fel nes ti I fi cuddio'r gwir chwalu'r ffydd trwy gynghalon ni yn fan So sgwennes i y gan yma I gysylltu a dadrysu I ffysbysu ni dygos fi yn yr holl ynysu Fi colli ar y cyfathrebu ti a fi ac am bathu Down I drwydd I fy ffrind dwi'n digaru Rhyl fel y Rhyl Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Ti a fi da ni yn Rhyl fel y Rhyl Dwi'n digaru Halon ni yn fad, felly sgwennes I y gan yma Mewn undod mae nerth Mewn undod mae nerth Diolch yn fawr iawn Cymru am beth
Ffych o Tokyo Mwynewch heddiw ymddeiriadau Mwyn methu bod na Ond let's celebrate And let's not let Farage and his crew hijack And deny us our right to self-determination Alright Have a good one guys Cari'ch chi gyd Tan tro nesa I'r gar
Helo, Gorymdaithwyr, YesCymru, Darbys yma Ac isio dymuno dda I bawb sy'n gorymdeithio YesCymru heddiw yn Rhyl yn anffodus ac yn bod yna heddiw Ond dwi o'r un farn y bob un ohonych chi yn cytuno ddylsa Cymru fod yn gwneud rheolau hun a ddim gadael i'r bwlis drws nesaf Deithon ni be' i wneud, felly parch I bob un sy'n yna a na I weld chi pan fod ni'n annibynnol.
Helo bawb yn Rhyl, Gwynedd yma, sori bod fi'n methu bod yna heddiw ond dwi yna efo chi'n ysbryd. Mae 'na 100,000 o resymau I gefnogi Annibyniaeth, felly dathluwch bod yn Gymraeg, dathluwch bod yn wlad sy'n gallu sefyll I fyny ar lwyfan rhyngwladol ac bod yn falch iawn o fod yn Gymru.
Helo, smai, Organised yma, pob hwyl I pawb bydd yn ymuno hefo'r Gorymdaith ar gyfer Annibyniaeth I Gymru ar y penwythnos yn Rhyl. Big up, sori bod fi'n methu bod efo chi, ond eisiau dangos iddyn nhw bod ni yma o hyd yn does. Come on.
Shwmae, mae pawb yn teulu YesCymru. Rwy'n o'n yma, yn anffodus. Bydd Anna fi'n amddiffyn bod efo chi fory yn Rhyl. Gobeithio gewch chi amser da. Byddwn ni'n meddwl amdano chi. Ymlaen at Annibyniaeth.
Helo, Shwmae, Barry o Ban Pres Laregib yma. Yn anffodus fod e'n bod hefo chi heddiw, ond dwi'n falch o ddeud dwi yn cefnogi Annibyniaeth i Gymru. Ta-ra, wan!
Dwi'n aelod o YesCymru oherwydd fy mod i'n teimlo bod gan Gymru yr hawl fel cenedl i gymryd penderfyniadau droston ni ein hunain.
I support independence because it's the Welsh alone who should make decisions that affect Wales, not Westminster. Welsh independence is the only way to ensure a bright future for everybody in this nation, not just the few.
Dwi'n cefnogi Annibyniaeth oherwydd yn fy marn i dyna'r unig ffordd gall Cymru ddod yn wlad cryf a chyfoethog.
The main reason that I support independence is that any decision that affects Wales should be made and should be discussed in Wales by our Senedd.
Dwi'n aelod o YesCymru am mod isio byw mewn gwlad normal, mewn gwlad annibynnol i reoli'n hunan. A mae YesCymru yn ffordd o ymgyrchu sydd yn heddychlon, yn ddidrais, yn amlbleidiol ac yn hwyl. Felly, da chi, ymunwch efo YesCymru rwan.
I'm here to support YesCymru because they represent what a large percentage of the young demographic is feeling at the moment.
Dwi'n aelod o YesCymru oherwydd dwi'n credu dylai Cymru cael y gallu i reoli dyfodol ein hunain.
I'm a member of YesCymru because I believe in an independent Wales.
Shwmae, dwi'n aelod o YesCymru achos fi'n credu dylse Cymru fod yn gwlad teg sy'n rhoi dyfodol ein pobl ifanc ac yn chwarae rôl yn y byd rhyngwladol.
I'm a member of YesCymru because I want a better Wales for my 3 daughters.
Gwych, round of applause am pawb yn y fideo na. Diolch. Fel y gwelswch chi yn y fideo, hana, mae'n cryfder ni yn dod o'r aelodaeth. Nid gyda ni llawer o arian i wneud pethau fel hyn. Mae'n really bwysig bod pawb yn aelodi heddiw sydd ddim yn aelod ac hefyd, os unrhyw un yn cofio speech fi o'r Abertawe, cael y +1, get your +1 for your membership, os gwelwch yn dda draw, and the stondin. So, as you saw in the video, strength comes from our members. We don't have millions of pounds funding these events, so we need our members to support YesCymru, so go and join over there, please. So, on to our second speaker today. Is Phil Davis, one of the deputy leaders of the Wales Green Party. Phil is a long-time supporter of Welsh independence and an outspoken anti-monarchist campaigner. So please give a big, huge round of applause for Phil. Diolch.
Diolch yn fawr pawb. Wales Green Party proudly supports an independent Republic of Wales. And I use the word republic very meaningfully, because we know it's not just Westminster that screws us, it's also the institution of monarchy. We saw this very clearly earlier this year when Westminster chose to vote against devolving the Welsh estate. This was despite both the Senedd and all 22 Welsh councils voting for its devolution. Wales has one of the highest rates of child poverty in Western Europe, and yet Westminster wants to carry on sending our money from our communities, to a corrupt Westminster system and a parasitic billionaire monarch. It is an utter disgrace that this still happens. Wales Green Party also knows that independence should be about making people's lives better. So if you imagine for a moment our nation but better, a nation where our language is thriving, where we have a fully functional and free-to-use public transport system, where our rivers are clean rather than being full of literal shit. Exactly. Where no child grows up in poverty or has to attend an overcrowded and underfunded school like I did. Where every person deserves housing, because we understand that housing is a human right, and every young person, if they so wish, can stay here and start a family. Because for too long, too many of our young people have felt they've had to move away for a better life, and that's not good enough for a nation like ours. Independence wouldn't just help us in Wales, however. It would be important for the whole world. We know that an independent Wales can stand up with other people that are facing persecution across the world. An independent Wales, unlike the British state, wouldn't be arming or providing intelligence to regimes that are committing genocide and other war crimes. We know that an independent Wales should be welcoming. Yesterday I was in Caerphilly with members of the Ukrainian community there and children from local primary schools. We were planting daffodils and bluebells. And something is very clear. We know that refugees and asylum seekers and those that just choose to come here to work and study contribute to our Welsh communities and always have throughout history. Those that seek to divide us and cause hatred in our communities may be loud, but they're a small minority compared to the majority of the Welsh people that have always been welcoming to these people. I would like to finish up by just saying a huge thank you to the organisers and each and every one of you that's come out here today to support this march. And I would like to also say, together we can carry on this fight for a better, fairer future for all of our communities, this fight for an independent Republic of Wales that places social, racial, economic and climate justice at its heart. So diolch yn fawr pawb again, and Cymru Rhyl!
Shwmai eto, diolch I Phil am y geiriau yna. So, nesaf, ni'n gyda Jacob Eloy. Mae dau brawd wedi chwarae ar y llwyfan yn barod heddiw. So, mae Jacob yn artist rock gwerin o Gymro ac yn aelod o'r band y Troops. Bydd yn perfformio ei gan Annibyniaeth. So, mae Jacob is a Welsh folk rock artist and member of the band A Troops, and he's going to be performing his song Annibyniaeth. Enjoy. Croeso i'r llwyfan. Ten props.
Wow. Dach chi'n iawn I gyd? Canwch efo fi os dach chi'n gwybod geiriau, please.
gychwyn.
Fedrai'm ymateb heb o brwydi'r byr yn sbwylio'r nos. Dwi'n colli ffydd a dwi'n dechrau colli mynedd. Pan bo lleisiau'n bod does dim byd ar ôl i ymladd dros. Ble awn yn nawr os does neb clywed. A bryd awr gwir bydd ein cenedl ni'n reid. Ac y Cymru'n canu am annibyniaeth. Ac y Cymru'n canu am annibyniaeth. Ac y Cymru'n canu am annibyniaeth. Staffu dan riolau Llundain a dwyllodd Cymru a'i rwygo'i nwy. Trallu tir a gwasgu'n iaith i ferwi dŵr yng ngwlad y groes. Y boddi beddi capel celyn i gynnal neb mewn angen. Soddwyd sail, cymuned gyfan, mae'r waliau o dan y wialen. Am bryd awr gwir, bydd ein cenedl ni'n reid. Ac y Cymru'n canu am be? Annibyniaeth. Ac y Cymru'n canu am annibyniaeth. Rhaid fi glywed chi! Ac y Cymru'n canu am annibyniaeth. Oh, ai, 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 ai. Le mai, ai, ai, ai. Oh, ein Glendu. Mae y Cymru canu am annibyniaeth. 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 Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr, oedd hwnna'n ffantastig, gwych. OK, nesaf, mae gyda ni Llyr Griffith. He's represented Plaid Cymru in the Senedd for North Wales region since 2011. Originally from Carmarthenshire, he's now firmly rooted in Rhythm and will be top of Plaid Cymru's list for Clwyd constituency in the Senedd election in 2026. So, can you please, Roy, llaw mawr, please, i'r Llyr. Diolch. Diolch.
Wel, helo. Siwr i chi? Sut â chi? Yeah. Croeso cynnes i'r Rhyl. Mae fendigedig gweld gymaint ohonoch chi yma. Mae bron iawn mor lliwgar ag oedd i'n Gaerdydd nos Lun pan oedd Cymru chwarae bel. Dwi'n gwybod faint ohonoch chi fi oedd yn y gêm. Oedd hi'n mynd yn dda am y 10 munud cyntaf, yn doedd? A wedyn oedd na foment. Oedd na benderfyniad dadleuol. Rhywbeth droth y gêm yn llwyr. Ac oedd e fel rhyw fath o ryw sliding moment yn dod yn ystod, sliding doors moment yn ystod y gêm. Welsh football is littered with those sliding doors moments, isn't it? I won't mention Joe Jordan in case I offend the Scottish colleagues who are here today. I suppose it's too late now. Paul Bodin. Yn fwy positif, wrth gwrs, ambell i gic rydd gan Gareth Bale. Ond i ni wedi cael nifer o'r sliding doors moments na, nid yn unig mewn pêl-droed. Ond yn hanes Cymru, Welsh history is littered with those sliding door moments, even back in Tudor times. when Elizabeth I, by sheer accident effectively, saved the Welsh language. Because her goal when she agreed for the Bible to be translated into Welsh was to further the Protestant faith. But inadvertently, of course, by doing so, she made sure that the Welsh language was a religious and social language for Wales for centuries, effectively giving us the bilingual nation that we're so proud to have today. Dwi'n siarad lot am bêl-droed heddiw, ond wrth gwrs mae bodolaeth Cymdeithas Bêl-droed Cymru a tîm cenedlaethol Cymru yn ddatganiad yn diwe o fodolaeth Cymru fel cenedl, the Football Association of Wales. It came about, of course, after England had played Scotland, the first football associations, and there was a hunger generally for more international games, and clubs in Wales came together feeling that they should also take to the field. But that decision made in that hotel in Wrexham means that today we have an independent Welsh football team and that we can take our place on the stage as an independent nation in a sporting context. More recently, of course, the referendum, the devolution referendum of 97. It was close. Razor thin. It could have gone either way. Again, a sliding doors moment, wasn't it? Imagine what Wales would be like today had we lost that referendum. And just hold that thought. Because we know that there are forces mustering in Wales today that would take all of that away at a stroke. But we did win, didn't we? And for the first time in centuries, of course, Wales had a degree of self-government. A drychwch pa mor bell da ni wedi dod ers hynny mewn cwta 5 mlynedd ar ugain. Look how far we've come since then. The Assembly became a parliament with lawmaking powers, with tax-varying powers. We have a Welsh treasury. You know, these are the trappings of an independent nation state. But we also know that we have a long, long way to go. And the injustices and the inequalities that we see every day around us remind us of that. O HS2 I Stad y Goron, mae'r anghyfiawnder a'r anghyfartaledd yn cnoi ac yn corddi. Tra bod Llywodraeth Llundain wrth gwrs yn anwybyddu'r anhegwch yna ac ysgrifennydd gwladol Cymru yn cyfiawnhau yr anhegwch yna ac yn dweud yn gyson bod Llundain yn gwybod yn well. The Secretary of State for Wales isn't for Wales at all. She defines Wales by what we can't do and not by what we can achieve. She wants to hold Wales back. But we here are a clear statement that we want to lift Wales up because we know that this isn't as good as it gets. We know that we don't have to settle for Wales as it is. If being a part of the United Kingdom is so good for Wales, then why is a third of our children living in poverty? Why do we have to suffer some of the worst housing stock in Western Europe? Of course, they tell us that Wales is too small, too poor, and too weak to stand on its own 2 feet. Well, as I speak to you today, we know, and we only have to look at the horizon, that Wales is generating twice as much energy as we use. We're a net exporter of energy. But at the same time, of course, 1/4 of our homes live in poverty, in fuel poverty. It's shameful. That's the record. That's what being part of the United Kingdom gives us. We have some of the highest levels of winter excess deaths, elderly people dying before their time because they can't afford to heat their homes in an energy-rich country. Water, heaven knows we have plenty of water in Wales, don't we? But similarly, the price we pay for Welsh water is higher for our own water than people across the border pay for Welsh water. Now, that isn't fair. We're a nation rich in water. Similarly with food. Nearly 90% of the land surface of Wales is dedicated to food production. It's agricultural land. We should have the safest, securest source of food as a country. Yet we are more dependent on food banks. And there are warnings that child malnutrition is an emerging problem here in Wales, in a food-rich country. Energy, water, food. You know, this is the currency of the future. Wars are being fought around this world for these natural resources, and we have them in abundance. Wales is rich, so don't you ever tell or let anybody tell you that we can't stand on our own 2 feet. We will stand on our own 2 feet. We can. But of course it won't just happen. Independence won't just happen. We have to make it happen. We mustn't let our future be decided by sliding doors moments anymore. Mae angen I ni berchnogi ein tynged. Mae angen I ni feddiannu ein dyfodol. We need to take ownership of our destiny. We need to take charge of our future. Starting, of course, with securing the strongest possible representation of all pro-independence parties in the Senedd after May. So let us rise. United, determined and proud. Let us reject the narrative that Wales is too small, too poor and too weak. We're a nation rich in natural resources, yes, but also rich in spirit and in resolve. The future of Wales won't be decided by chance or by others. It'll be shaped by us, the people who love this land and the people who believe in its promise. So let us seize the moment, not as another sliding door, but as the open gateway to a new chapter, a chapter written in our own words, in our own voice, and for our own future. Together, we can build a Wales that stands tall, that speaks loudly and governs itself with courage and compassion. So let's make it happen, my friends. Wales isn't too poor. Wales isn't too small. Wales isn't too weak. Wales is ready. Diolch yn fawr iawn I chi gyd. Diolch yn fawr.
Waw, mae fideo yn dweud popeth ond yw just unwaith eto fi just moyn dweud diolch I bawb sydd wedi helpu trefnu y diwrnod yma heb ddech chi. Fydd e ddim yn posib. Mae pawb yn neud cymaint. So diolch. Let's cael clap enfawr am pobl sydd wedi helpu a pawb sydd wedi ymuno heddiw. Fantastic. OK. Nesaf, ni'n gyda our final speaker. Sorry, llais fi. Leslie Rydach. And she has travelled all the way from Scotland today to be here with us. So big round of applause when she comes on stage, please. She is one of Scotland's best-known commentators and broadcasters, born in Wolverhampton and raised in Belfast by Highland Scots parents. She studied in Oxford and Cardiff before earning a PhD from Strathclyde University and has lived in Scotland ever since. A former BBC and Channel 4 broadcaster, award-winning journalist and long-time columnist for The National, Leslie is an author, podcaster, filmmaker about the Nordic nations and independence, and an independence campaigner. And please welcome Leslie to the stage this afternoon.
Well, hello Wales, and hello you. I think we're the only two people wearing blue in this entire auditorium, which is a fabulous thing to see. It's like being in the same country and being in a totally different space. I feel sorry that I am sullying your Welsh language day with English, but I'll chuck in a wee bit of Scots if I can. I should say it's been a big week for us in Scotland because we got rid of the Earl of Inverness. Now, right enough, it wasn't too much trouble because it was only Prince Andrew. Who wants him? Nobody. You're going to have a wee bit more trouble getting shot of the Prince of Wales, but surely that's next. And while we're just talking about, people you don't expect to be at a rally like this, I think we should all say hello to the Unionist UK flag wavers that were here a minute ago. They've gone. Now, see, there's a few differences, actually, with the rallies that we have in Scotland. One is that they never go. We have a guy who is the silent Klansman, who stands with his back to everybody with flying the Union Jacks, trying to antagonise the independence campaigners because they know what story they'll get. And we've learned to just ignore them, keep marching, keep focused, keep arguing, keep campaigning, because we're going to get there, they're not. When we're talking about differences, though, I mean, it's a wee while since I've been on a march for independence that didn't start with the fumes of the Yes bikers up front, with the skirl of the pipes from Shore Alba up front, and rain, because it's Scotland after all, right? So this is different, and I've got to say, I am absolutely moved by the difference. Your language is a jewel. It's a jewel that you all hold. I've heard speaker after speaker, in the back, guys just getting the tech stuff ready, people speaking to one another, genuine, authentic cultural difference. It holds you. And that's an amazing thing. But what I just wanted to speak about today was beyond that incredible anchoring that you've got in your own culture, you are the right size for an independent country. And you have precedents across Europe that we should know about. Now, as was mentioned there, I'm a wee bit obsessed with the Nordic countries. My folk come from the very north of Scotland, kind of, bit Nordic. And we should know what normal looks like in the most successful democracies on earth. And it looks like your size. So, for example, language. Take that issue of language. That may seem, I'm sure that in England it seems like, gosh, you're just a small bunch of people that insist on hanging on to some language that's really gone. Really, monoglot countries are the exception across the world, never mind Europe. But the really successful ones, let's look at Norway. When Norway became independent in 1905, there was no argument about becoming independent. But there was an argument about language. They had four official languages. They still have 2. Language really, really matters. Let's look at another country I've just come back from, Finland. Now, Finland has got a language, let me just put this diplomatically, as hard as yours to get your head round. The other Scandies can't get a word of it. It is totally different. The way that you are totally different from the English-based languages and from even Scottish and Irish Gaelic. Finland is a country that nearly didn't exist. It was occupied for 650 years by Sweden. It was occupied for 100 years by Russia. It was nearly annexed into Germany. And today it is the world's best governed country. It has probably the best health and education service. And just listening to what was said earlier by one of the speakers with the Welsh name that has leapt out of my head, it has the best food security in the world. That's Finland. 70% of it is forest. 1/3 of it is in the Arctic. That's what you can do when you run your own country and you're connected so strongly to one another because of your language. Let me give you one other place that you really, really remind me of. I don't know, has anyone been to Estonia? Right, go. Because there's a small country. It's got 1.1 million people. That's about 1/3 of your country, right? Now, Estonia nearly disappeared into the Soviet Union. But the fall of the Berlin Wall, they were ready to go. They had always taught in their own language. They had a singing revolution. You might remember seeing the Baltic chain, people from all those Baltic states holding hands across 400 kilometers to say, we want to be free. But the Estonians, when they did, 1991, when they got independence, they had nothing. There was old people apparently eating grass. They were starving. And yet today, that country is now the Baltic tiger because they had the courage to let young people run their country. They had the youngest cabinet in the world at the time because they set aside everyone from the old regime. It was a new generation that came in, a new generation that saw digital possibilities, brought in computers and gave it not to the big high-hegians, but to the kids. They literally grew a digital generation that went on to invent Skype, Bolt, loads of the kind of things that we all use today. A tiny, tiny country of 1.1 million people who had been written off completely and had the weirdest language around. So, all sorts of stuff is possible. Final point on that. Because the Estonians, now, it's an extraordinary use of digital stuff. So, for example, it takes 1 minute to file your tax return. 2% of GDP is saved by being able to do online signatures. They have taken things to an absolutely nth degree, and that's because the people trust their government with information about themselves. The Brit card, the idea of an ID card here that everyone will buy into, it's never going to happen. And that's why we're actually being held back by a British state that needs to modernise, so desperately needs to modernise, but can't even kick first past the post into history. It's sitting with only one other country in Europe, that's Belarus. Well done. So if we want to move forward, we have to have trust in our governments, or we will be sitting like England with the splendid isolation, the looking backwards, the archaic systems, the reverence for traditions that didn't include us. We've got to get shot of that, and I know, we can do that. So, Scotland, we're ready to go. We've been ready to go since 2014, many of us, and we've never stopped. But what I'm seeing here, little sister, Wales, you're giving us a run for our money. And it's great to see it. It's great to see it, the vigour of what you're able to do here. So May the 7th could be a big day. And that's one reason I came down. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, not looking for the sympathy vote. I can. You never get it. You never get it. And all the young mums here will go 4 o'clock in the morning. Pff, that's my normal, eh? But the reason that I am so excited about what you can do is because May the 7th could be utterly historic for Wales and for Britain. We could see Edinburgh, Cardiff and Belfast vote for parties that essentially want to end the United Kingdom. And whilst in Scotland we've had 2 independence majorities, we voted against Brexit very noticeably. You know, who actually noticed any of that? You can't push 3 Celtic capitals under the carpet. So when we have that moment, and this is where it's so important, all the Celtic countries together saying, this is not good enough. That whole process of independence, it opens your mind. It blows your mind. You see yourselves, you understand the country you could be. Look around you, chin up, Wales. Because you're the kind of country that can be Estonia, you can be Finland. You can join that kind of small country. And as was said earlier by Phil, it's really important for the world because small countries need small countries. We need more small countries. So anyway, I'm going to be watching and hoping and learning from you, as I hope lots of Scots will do, but all our love, all our respect to you from Scotland. There will be that day, Erin go bra, free Wales and Sior Alba. Thank you.
Gwych, diolch Leslie am y geiriau yna. Ydych chi wedi joio heddiw? Gwych, fantastic. Fi'n just gyda un person olaf I cyflwyno. I've just got one more person to dweud helo I ni. Mae cadeirydd YesCymru ni a ffrind I ni hefyd, Phil Griffith, so please rhoi llaw mawr iddo fe. And fi'n mynd, hwyl lawr.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I Naomi ac I bawb arall sydd wedi siarad heddiw. O'n i'n mynd I siarad tipyn bach am fewnfudwyr, ond oedd Phil Davies wedi dwyn fy sgript I ar hynny yn gynharach. I think it's true and it's fair to say that we are a nation built on immigration. So I think any sort of rhetoric that we hear nowadays about stopping the boats is absolutely obscene. And it goes against, you know, things that we fundamentally hold true as a nation. So I've just got a few announcements, a few things to say. Obviously, these marches don't come cheap. So you'll see people with buckets here who are selling. Little rattle. Can I hear a rattle in the crowd there? Dyna un fanna. So please buy a badge. And it's based on how much you can afford. So if you want to buy a badge for £1, please do. If you can spare £10, please do. Nawr, ar ôl yr ymdaith heddiw, mae pethau eraill yn digwydd o gwmpas y dre. So mae rhaid I fi gyfeirio at reina. So we've got a big sing-song in the lawn. Sesiwn werin gyda accordions dros Annibyniaeth. So please come along to that. There's also a gig in the Queen's Market with Tew Tew Tenai and Bao Cat. And I bought one of these earlier. I'll show you what it is now. Chi di prynu un yn barod? If you haven't bought one already, it's probably the best £8 that you'll spend today. So they're available on the All Under One Banner stall there next to the Yes Cymru stall. Because on the 1st of every month from now on, we're starting a new campaign. Cymru Ni'n, One Wales. Yeah, so get your flags out your windows, because we can see that some flags, are more beautiful than others, aren't they? Let's be honest. And this gets first prize every time in my book. So, diolch yn fawr iawn I bawb am ddod heddiw. Dyn ni wedi dod I ddiwedd yn Gorymdaith ar sioe heddiw, so dyn ni'n mynd I gorffen yn y ffordd traddodiadol, so it's customary in Wales, isn't it? You can't have any sort of get together without the ultimate, the highlight of the show. So we're going to have a raffle now. So, what, you haven't bought a ticket, no? Na, dyn ni'n mynd I ganu'r anthem. So dwi'n mynd I alw ar bawb nawr sydd wedi siarad heddiw I ddod nôl i'r llwyfan. So can everyone who has spoken today on the stage come and join us now and sing the anthem. Diolch yn fawr. A diolch yn fawr iawn I chi gyd am ddod. Thank you very much indeed. Diolch.
Voices murmured, and in Canada the ancient rampart shuddered. A new beginning was on the verge of breaking. A mighty Wales was finally awaking.